put your money where your mouth is. Let's do it.
Do you think he's acting out of character because he's taken that loss to Usyk?
Yeah, see, his ego is probably damaged, and got knocked up, and now he's getting battered by a cruiserweight as well, getting outboxed by trying to outbox a better boxer than him. And let's see what he does against this fight. But I want to fight the winner with the belts, not anyone without the belts, even though it is a big fight, so we'll see.
Those are the words of Joyce as once again he goes in on Anthony Joshua. This started earlier this year when Anthony Joshua leaked some footage him or his team did of him beating the shit out of Joyce and in the amateurs and them sparring, and then clips of them sparring and AJ having his way with Joyce, and then the fight almost not happening with him and Alexander Usyk due to the possible fight between Usyk and Tyson Fury, and and then Joshua needed an opponent, so Joyce was there, and so I think that fight was actually kind of secretly being built behind the scenes, and Joyce hasn't let up. He hasn't let up, dude. And, he said, hey, he got knocked out. Then he got outboxed by a cruiserweight. Let me counterpunch. First off, yeah, he did get stopped. He got stopped. The referee stopped it after he got knocked down 4 times by Andy Ruiz. Clearly showed that was the first loss of his career. Then he did get outboxed by Alexander Usyk, a former cruiserweight, okay? Now, this would make more sense, and it would be more impactful for Joyce if he wasn't including in that ass whooping or that outboxing clinic. Okay? And what I mean by that is, you're saying, hey, okay, you got outboxed, you got knocked out, then you got outboxed by the cruiserweight. The guy that outboxed Anthony Joshua was the same guy that outboxed him. Counterpunch. That's the only problem. The only problem with what Joyce is saying is he was also involved in an ass whooping by the same guy that whooped Anthony Joshua's ass for 12 rounds. It's just Usyk did it in 5. Now, he claimed if it was more of a fight or if it was a pro fight, I would have been able to stop him after we talked about it in a previous video. But who's to say that was going to happen? And who's to say that you would have wore down Usyk? Who's to say Usyk would have got tired? Have you ever known Usyk to get tired? No. Have you ever heard him to have stamina issues? No. Now, have you heard that about Joyce? No. So if you got 2 guys that have 2 great staminas, 2 great chins, one smaller, one bigger, and the little guy is having his way with the big guy, what do you think will happen? More than likely the same shit that happened the first 5 rounds. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it, unless Joyce caught Usyk with something. But by rounds 2 and 3, Usyk was already acquainted with Joyce, and he's seen everything Joyce could do. It's just Joyce keeps doing it. So if Joyce kept doing it, what makes you think Alexander Usyk wouldn't stop doing what he was doing? Counterpunch. Okay, so yeah, he's going in on Anthony Joshua, but hey, if he wasn't involved in that ass whooping himself, involving that same guy, he would have had more, it would have looked a lot better. The appearance, the perception would have been a lot better. Like Tyson Fury can say what he wants about AJ and not really be bothered because he doesn't have a pony in the show, or he has nothing to do with the guys that beat Anthony Joshua. But Joyce does. Joyce is an undefeated professional, but he's been beaten. You can look that up right now and see how Alexander Usyk did what he did against Joyce. Joyce kept coming, but the question you ask yourself, were they cruiserweights when they fought? That's the question you ask yourself. And then if that's the case, well, shit, you were beaten by a guy, if that was the cruiserweight limit. I think that was the heavyweight limit. Because Joyce is 6'5". Okay, so yeah, the same thing that happened to Joshua happened to him. Okay, so, he's not Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. He is undefeated, but still, he got that ass whooping too. He just got it earlier on before the professional rankings. Okay, so But it doesn't stop Joe Joyce from cracking and popping off shit at Anthony Joshua. I do believe Joe Joyce is right, though. He needs to put his money where his mouth is. So I would love to see that fight. You know what I mean? And I don't really think if Alexander Usyk beats Anthony Joshua, I don't think that fight with Joe Joyce will happen right away. Because I think what'll happen, Alexander Usyk will want to unify, and why would he wait to fight Joe Joyce first? He should fight whoever the champion is, if that's Wilder or whoever that is, right? That's what I think that should happen first. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Joe Joyce going in once again on Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.